Today on the show, we are going to be talking wellness with Mr. Dennis Parker from the Certified Hypnotherapy Training School.
And we're going to be learning a lot. As a matter of fact, if you're watching now, I'm counting down from 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Holly Love. That's Trip Mitchell. How are you?
I am good. Hey, this is one of those times a year. Okay, we've got the highlights coming up for the guys and most women, the Super Bowl.
Well, oh, yes.
This time of year.
Okay.
Then the Oscars.
Which is also a highlight.
That's more of a women's thing, I think.
No, I know a lot of dudes that like the Oscars.
But those are the two highlights. And then, you know, you've got February falling off. But I have 2 words for you.
What?
St. George.
Okay.
Because that first weekend when it gets kind of warm in Salt Lake, and we'll have one weekend like that in February, where it's 50s here, get down to St. George. It'll be 65, 70. That used to be my favorite thing. I would take off to St. George, and then I'd go on a diet. I'd have a 2-day diet. First thing I'd do, I'd get into St. George, I'd go run.
Because all of a sudden you're warm and you're like, oh no, I can shed a few layers and I don't look so good.
Then I would go to Subway and get a Subway salad with tuna. I did this every year.
Wow.
So that first weekend, you know, it's been cold, it's bleak, inversion, that sort of thing. We've had a ton of snow.
Yep.
And we're going to show you a picture a little later on in the show about a certain guy who forgot to maybe do some plowing. We'll show you that in a sec. But anyway, head down to St. George, enjoy Utah's Dixie. Get out for a little run. You don't have to go get a Subway tuna salad, but
it could be a chicken, or maybe like a normal sandwich.
But I did this every year for 10 years in a row, and just that first run out in the warmth just
made you happy.
Yes.
And now you need a new knee.
Okay, admittedly,
which we talked about last time. You're going to get some stem cells.
There's some strategy here. Now, I want you to take a look. This gentleman forgot to shovel or plow around his truck. So take a look at this. We've had a record-setting amount of snow this year. This is up at Powder Mountain, which is where you and a certain friend of yours have been up and like it quite a bit.
We do.
We've had a ton of snow, and this guy forgot to plow. So this is what happened, and it just shows we've had a record year. And unfortunately, because of my aforementioned knee, I am the only person who works at Snowbird who can't ski powder. It just kills my knees.
I know.
So we're having the best year ever.
And you're not doing so good.
I'm not. But one of the things we've talked about in a past show is we've got a doctor who's helping people out with kind of his own health insurance plan. Basically,
yeah.
Which is pretty inexpensive, and for less than $100 a month, you can have a policy. And you can call for another $10 for each kid. You can go back in, you can see them, and it just gives you that, you know, that feeling that you're covered, because it's scary, you know, for a lot of people, healthcare.
Well, you know what, I've had a number of times in my life, unfortunately, where I have been in between jobs, moving to LA, coming back, where I wasn't covered by insurance, and something like this would definitely be a model that would work. They call it a direct care membership model, where for $79 a month, you can be covered at his office for everything he does. This is Dr. Brian Rogers at BodyRenu, and he's a DO. So basically, if you're sick and you need a prescription, you need antibiotics, you need that, it's covered. You have a mole you've been worried about, it might need to be removed, he can handle it. He's a family
so he
practice
does pest
doctor.
Removal.
Pest, is that a mole? Is a mole a pest
mole
removal?
Like the little animal in your basement? Oh, you were talking about a mole?
No, a mole, which is probably something you should worry about with all of your running with your clothes off down in St. George. So, you know, double check, make sure there's nothing that happened there.
Well, thank you very much for suggesting that. But
of course, you got to keep track of that stuff. But he covers it all. And then, like you said, for $10 a month more, anyone in your household that's under 18 falls in line with this plan. So he also is available. There's kind of this new trend where getting a hold hold of your doctor and not having to actually go in. And he's been doing that for quite some time. You can email him and he will jump right on and answer any questions you might have, if there's something he can do for you from there without making you come in. But what I love about him is he offers not only prescriptions if you need it, but his first line of defense would be herbs, nutrition, diet, sleep, meditation. He's just cool. I absolutely love Dr. Brian Rogers, and I'm so happy to announce that he is the official healthcare provider for Talk 365 team. Yes, that means you, Sylvia. I don't know, Tripp, are you on board long enough? We can throw you in there.
No, I've got a family.
You got too much problems.
No. I've got a wonderful doctor, and
I'm totally joking, but it's an awesome way to either add to what you already have with insurance if you've got a really high deductible, and you just have little things you need done, like the mole removal. I think that was where I was going with that whole thing, and I got derailed. But then outside of that, if you don't, it's a great option right now in healthcare being a little bit crazy, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. So anyway, there you go. That is my announcement of the day and my best host chat I could come up with, because I've been so excited about it.
Well, that sounds great. And then a little later on the show, we're going to learn about hypnotism and how it could potentially at least be a new career choice for you, where you can help people solve problems or at least get more out of themselves. And in the case of, you look at a sales professional, if you have that attitude that you're going to pick up the phone and be successful, you communicate that, and there's some cool things going on with hypnosis, and we're going to learn more about it.
I know we love Mr. Dennis Parker, so it's going to be a great show, and you have our news you can use today, which is going to be lifestyle wellness. Basically, it's a surprise. I have no idea what Mr. Tripp Mitchell is bringing to the table, which is always fun. You're not going to want to miss it, coming up right after this.